Back at it again, and we've got to talk about the JV debates, the not even jockeying for vice president debates, the pointless Republican debates, the Four Stooges debate. I don't even know what to call this at this point, but we got to talk about it a little bit because it is relevant, it was recent, and it is politics. So like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in. I present to you, Vivek.
Nikki, you were bankrupt when you left the UN. After you left the UN, you became a military contractor. You actually started joining service on the board of Boeing, whose back you scratched for a very long time, and then gave foreign multinational speeches like Hillary Clinton is. And now you're a multimillionaire. That math does not add up. It adds up to the fact that you are corrupt. Identity politics. This new religion that says your race, your gender, and your sexuality are your identity. It is anti-American. It is meritocratic. It's anti-meritocratic, and it is dividing this country to a breaking point. But it's even worse when Republicans try to play the same game. And Nikki Haley's campaign launch video sounded like a woke Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light ad talking about how she would kick in heels. At the first debate, she said that only a woman can get this job done. That's what she said. After the third debate, when I criticized Ronna McDaniel after 5 failed years of leadership of this party and criticized Nikki for her corrupt foreign dealings as a military contractor, she said that I have a woman problem. Nikki, I don't have a woman problem. You have a corruption problem. And I think that that's what people need to know. Nikki is corrupt. This is a woman who will send your kids to die so she can buy a bigger house. This is the problem. Using identity politics more effectively than Kamala Harris is a form of intellectual fraud, and it actually needs to end. There's our donor puppet masters wielding their puppet right up here tonight. This is how this game is played. The puppet masters put up their puppet, and I reject the use of identity politics in this party. It has been a cancer coming from the left, and I'm sick and tired of the double standards. The people of this country are too. Having 2 X chromosomes does not immunize you from criticism.
Thank you.
Foreign policy experience is not the same as foreign policy wisdom. I was the first person to say we need a reasonable peace deal in Ukraine. Now a lot of the neocons are quietly coming along to that position, with the exceptions of Nikki Haley and Joe Biden, who still support this, what I believe is pointless war in Ukraine. And I think those with foreign policy experience, one thing that Joe Biden and Nikki Haley have in common is that neither of them could even state for you 3 provinces in eastern Ukraine that they want to send our troops to actually fight for. Look at that. This is what I want people to understand. These people have, I mean, she has no idea what the hell the names of those provinces are, but she wants to send our sons and daughters and our troops and our military equipment to go fight it. So reject this myth that they've been...
I'm sorry. I've been trying to sit here quiet so y'all can just hear Vivek absolutely demolish this panel of... I'm going to be nice. This panel of men and women. Okay, I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna be respectful. But man, and there's nothing they can say about it. Nothing, because he's right. Show me where he's lying. Maybe I missed it. Show me. Let's jump back in. Also, I have some more clips I want to show you after this, so stick around. We've got probably about another 4 minutes or so of Vivek just railing against these folks. But after that, I want to dive into a little bit more of this because it's hilarious. There's other stuff beyond these clips as well, so stick around.
Selling you that somebody had a cup of coffee stint at the UN and then makes $8 million after has real foreign policy experience. It takes an outsider to see this through. Look at the blank expression. She doesn't know the names of the provinces that she wants to actually fight for. And there's her puppet masters right there. The donors right there that are playing her like the puppet masters.
Hold on.
First of all, Chris Christie also doesn't know what provinces in eastern Ukraine he actually wants us to fight for. Chris, your version of foreign policy experience was closing a bridge from New Jersey to New York. Yeah. So do everybody a favor, just walk yourself off that stage, enjoy a nice meal, and get the hell out of this race. When it comes to Nikki, all 3 of them have been licking Donald Trump's boots for years. for money and endorsements. Ron DeSantis, you've been a great governor, but you would have never been one without actually begging Donald Trump for that endorsement.
And you attacked him in your book a year ago.
Same thing with Chris Christie as a lobbyist, begging them for COVID money for his special interests in New Jersey, prepping him for the debates last time around. The real enemy is not Donald Trump. It's not even Joe Biden. It is the deep state that at least Donald Trump attempted to take on. And if you want somebody who's going to speak truth to power, then vote for somebody who's going to speak the truth to you. Why am I the only person on the stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job? That the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11? That the Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform? That the 2020 election was indeed stolen by big tech? That the 2016 election, the one that Trump won for sure, was also one that was stolen from him by the national security establishment that actually put up the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that they knew was false? There's a reason why I'm the only person on the stage who can say these things. That's what it's going to take, not people who are licking his boots one time and now Monday morning quarterbacking him and criticizing him when it's convenient.
So, yeah, you heard that. Now, that wasn't everything, right? But there were some clips of Vivek destroying the competition. But there was an interview being done immediately afterwards, and I want you to check it out.
NBC News 2024 campaign embed Nnamdi Egwanwu is with Republican voters at a watch party in Atlanta, Georgia. Nnamdi, it's so good to see you. You do fantastic work, and I know you've been there with the voters in Georgia. What are they telling you? What did they think of tonight's debate?
Well, Kristen, getting a reaction from voters here in Atlanta was quite easy. They actually organized a straw poll on their own during the debate, and were keeping track of their opinions. And by the end of the night, you had Vivek Ramaswamy at this watch party of about 30 people getting 5 votes. You had Ron DeSantis getting 2, both Nikki Haley and Chris Christie having a sole 1 vote. And get this, former President Donald Trump, despite not being on the stage, got 18. So that's really reflective of the vibe of the night here in Atlanta. But you don't have to take my word for it. A couple attendees agreed to stay after and give us their opinions. And Will, I want to start with you. There was a moment tonight that got a lot of people riled up. What was the moment that caught your eye, that left a mark on you?
What left a mark for me was Nikki Haley being called out for being the warmonger that she is. At the same time, Rameswamy holding up a notepad saying Nikki is a corrupt, and that's going to be something that stands out really strongly in my mind and in the voters' mind. But they talk too much about Trump, a man that wasn't on the stage, but ruled the stage tonight.
Yeah. Trump rules. Now, again, this vote was 1 for Haley, 1 for Chris Christie, 2 for Ron DeSantis, 5 for Ramaswamy, and 18. Yeah, your ears did not deceive you. 18 for a guy that wasn't even there. Do you guys see the recurring theme here? Trump continues to win these debates, and he hasn't even said a word. Excuse me. He hasn't said a single word on these debate stages. Not one. And continues to win. I think it's clear what the people of this country want. And the fact that these folks are still even running, I think says a lot about them. And it says that we shouldn't want any of them, right? If I personally had to choose somebody on that stage, if I absolutely had to, it's for sure not going to be Chris Christie. Absolutely not. That's not even a consideration. It won't be Nikki Haley. The establishment, I feel like, has gotten behind Nikki Haley. I don't want an establishment person anymore. Ron DeSantis was sort of the same kind of guy or person as Nikki Haley. The establishment kind of got behind them. I feel like the establishment has moved off of Ron DeSantis a bit and kind of moved behind Nikki Haley, which is why you see her kind of rising in some of these polls. But I for obvious reasons, I don't believe Ron DeSantis ever will be the guy. I think he had potential and unfortunately listened to some of the wrong people. They got in his ear and have absolutely destroyed his political career. So if I had to pick someone, it'd be Vivek. And even he's questionable, right? I've called him out as well. I put out a YouTube short a while back of him literally repeating Obama word for word, which is questionable. It's weird. You know, it gives you a cause to pause. But like I said, if I absolutely had to pick somebody that was on that stage, it would be Vivek. Who would you all pick? If you could not pick Trump and writing him in wasn't a possibility, who would you pick? Now, of course, I'm writing in Trump if I have to, right? In a regular election, but just people on the stage, people who are on the stage, who would you pick? Let me know. But I got a couple clips from the debate with Chris Christie that you guys are just, man. This guy lost the debate to Megyn Kelly, and she wasn't even debating. Check it out.
He even said that you got into this race just to stop President Trump. His approval rating with Republicans is currently at 81%. Yours is at 25%. Your best state is New Hampshire, and even there, 2/3 of GOP voters say they would be angry and disappointed if you won. Respectfully, Governor, you have not stopped Mr. Trump, and voters may wonder how you could possibly become the nominee of a party that does not appear to like you very much.
Yeah, well, look, Megyn, it's often very difficult to be the only person on the stage who's telling the truth and the only person who is taking on what needs to be taken on. I look at my watch now. We're 17 minutes into this debate, and except for your little speech in the beginning, we've had these three acting as if the race is between the four of us. The fifth guy, who doesn't have the guts to show up and stand here, he's the one who, as you just put it, is way ahead in the polls.
Even said that you got.
He said Donald Trump doesn't have the guts to stand on stage and debate with them. Yeah, he actually mustered up. He actually said that. The guy who was absolutely obliterating Biden last go round and destroying the candidates the last time, now all of a sudden can't debate. He's already proven that he can, and he does it a lot better than Chris Christie. And if he's ahead by 50, 60 points in some polls, why does he need to step on stage? He doesn't need to. Now, if you get close, yeah, I'm going to be like, Trump, hey, hop on stage, brother. What's going on? Chris Christie is like rising in these polls. You dropped a little bit. You down at 30-some%. Chris Christie is at 30. Y'all pretty close neck and neck here. Hey, yo, I'm going to need you to step on stage and hey, give Chris Christie the business. Okay? But that's not the case. You're not even close. You're not close. You couldn't even see Trump with binoculars. That's how far of a lead he has on you in the polls. You couldn't even see him with some binoculars. You got to pull out the telescope for. And I ain't talking about the little cheap telescope. I'm talking about the big boy. You know, the ones where people try to look at the stars in the sky type telescope. You got to get one of them expensive ones. Oh, man.
Sure, thank you. I want you all to kind of picture in your minds Election Day. You'll all be heading to the polls to vote, and that's something that Donald Trump will not be able to do because he will be convicted of felonies before then, and his right to vote will be taken away. You know, look, here's the bottom line. You can boo about it all you like and continue to deny reality. But if we deny reality as a party, we're going to have 4 more years of Joe Biden. When my colleagues here raised their hands and said they would support him even if he was a convicted felon, the bigger problem with it is they were confirming the lies he's told to the American people. If you're too timid to take on Trump, believe me, others will see that timidity. Xi, Putin and the Ayatollah, the border crossers on the southern border, and the criminals in our streets.
Did that make any sense? He said if you keep being timid, the rest of the people are going to see that if you're timid with Trump. But under Trump, there was no invasion, right, from Putin. There was no alleged, escalation from China. The border was closed. Nobody was trying to rush it. So what the fuck is he talking about? I gotta play this back. This guy has absolutely lost his mind.
Xi, Putin, and the Ayatollah timidity. Xi, me. Others will see that timidity. Xi, Putin, and the Ayatollah, the border crossers on the southern border, and the criminals in our streets. They'll sense that timidity, and they'll take advantage of that failure of leadership.
Shraggy? They will take advantage of that leadership. Oh, you mean like what they're doing right now? Literally right now with Joe Biden? The same thing that didn't happen under Trump? I'm done with this, man. I'm done. Makes 0 sense. 0 cents. Trump 24, baby. That's all I can say. Do y'all agree? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.